At the bank to deposit my inheritance check, the teller looked at it and pressed the silent alarm. I watched her hand move under the counter. Subtle. Practiced. My grandmother died 3 weeks ago and left me everything. When I opened the envelope from the lawyer and saw $827,000, I nearly passed out. My grandmother had been a sweet old lady who baked cookies every Sunday and never missed her soap operas. I had no idea she had this kind of money. I walked into the bank that Tuesday feeling like I was carrying a winning lottery ticket. The teller was young, maybe mid-20s, with a name tag that said Brianna. I slid the check across the counter with shaking hands. "I'd like to deposit this into my account, please." She picked it up casually, then completely froze. Her whole face changed in an instant. Eyes went wide, then narrowed with suspicion. She looked at me, then the check, then back at me. That's when her hand disappeared under the counter. I knew what panic looked like, and Brianna was panicking. "Is there a problem?" I asked, voice shaking. She forced a smile. "Just need to verify a few things with my supervisor. This is quite a large amount. It's my inheritance from my grandmother." "Of course. Can I see your ID?" I handed it over. She studied it way too long, comparing my face to the photo like I might be wearing a disguise. "I'll be right back," she said, taking both. She walked to the back offices, glancing over her shoulder twice. I watched her whisper urgently to someone I couldn't see. That's when I noticed the security guard had moved from the ATMs to the exit, one hand resting on his belt, eyes locked on me. My stomach dropped. Minutes dragged. Other customers were helped while I stood there, abandoned. Finally, a man in a suit emerged. Manager, mid-40s, graying temples, holding my check. "Mr. Sully, come with me." "What's going on?" "Just need to ask some questions." His tone made my palms sweat. The security guard followed us into a small office and shut the door. "Where did you get this check?" "My inheritance. My grandmother, Eleanor Sully, she died 3 weeks ago." The manager typed into his computer. His eyebrows shot up. "Your grandmother's account was closed 4 months ago." I blinked. "That's impossible. She just passed." "According to our records, Eleanor Sully closed everything in July. Withdrew it all in cash." My mind spun. "But the lawyer gave me this check last week." "Robert Whitmore." The manager turned his screen toward me. "Is this your grandmother?" I looked at the photo. Her, smiling in her purple cardigan. "Yes." His voice softened. "Mr. Sully, Eleanor Sully died 14 months ago. Not 3 weeks." The room tilted. "What?" "August last year. Natural causes. Funeral at Riverside Chapel." "No, I was just at her funeral. I spoke at the service." "Did you attend in August?" "I didn't know about it. My Uncle Frank called me 3 weeks ago." The manager and guard exchanged a look that froze my blood. "This check is fraudulent. The account doesn't exist. Someone's scamming you." My hands started shaking. "But I went to the funeral. There was a casket. There were flowers everywhere. My whole family was there crying." "Where was this funeral held?" "A funeral home on the east side of town. I don't remember the exact name. My Uncle Frank arranged everything. Said he'd handle it because I was too upset." The manager picked up his phone. "I'm calling the police right now." I sat there frozen while he made the call, giving them the address, explaining the situation. The security guard stood by the door like I might try to run. When police arrived, I explained everything. Uncle Frank's call, the funeral, the lawyer, Robert Whitmore. They checked records. No funeral home on the east side held a service for Eleanor Sully. Robert Whitmore didn't exist. His business card led to an empty storefront. Uncle Frank had been arrested 6 months ago for running estate fraud schemes. The funeral I attended was completely staged. Paid actors as mourners. Fake priest. Empty casket. Every single detail designed to make me believe my grandmother had just died so I'd deposit this fraudulent check without questioning it. Here's how the scam worked. The check would have bounced after a few days, but by then, my account would have shown a balance of $827,000. Frank would have called me panicked, claiming there was a terrible mistake with the estate settlement. The lawyer accidentally included someone else's inheritance in my check. He'd begged me to wire back the overpayment immediately before the bank caught the error and I got in trouble, and I would have done it. I would have sent him hundreds of thousands of dollars of real money, thinking I was fixing an honest mistake. Then he would have disappeared with it, and I'd be left owing the bank $827,000 that I didn't have. Because one bank teller named Brianna pressed a silent alarm when something felt off, I didn't lose everything I owned. My real grandmother died over a year ago, completely alone. Frank had convinced the entire family I'd moved abroad for work and couldn't be reached. She asked for me on her deathbed. I never got to say goodbye to her.